Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to DevOps Playground. I just wanted to check how many of you had experience around Amazon Connect and how many of you have had experience around AWS right before I get things started. Okay, I'll quickly begin with a presentation, and do interrupt me in the chat, and there's a technical support as well on hand to help you guys out within Slack and um, and the Slack channel and the chat of YouTube. So I'll quickly begin. Just a bit of a short presentation, and we'll get hands on. So just about the DevOps Playground today, it's with Amazon Connect and AWS. So we're going to be using Amazon Connect and Amazon Lex to do a natural understanding call steering. So how Lex integrates within Connect, and how it can be used, and how Connect routes calls. So it's a basic call on Amazon Connect. And just a bit about myself, I'm Trevor Tucker. I've been at ECS for about 2 years now, and I started working with Connect as soon as I joined. So it was a great experience, and it's been immense working with the team. Enough about me. Let's kick things off. So, as I said, it's a basic Connect introduction, hands-on, using natural language understanding, and doing a bit of call steering using that. So we'll kick things off with the provisioning itself. So Amazon Connect can be provisioned in minutes. It takes under 5 minutes to get an instance up and running. It's a single console which allows you to manage users, design your IVR journeys, all the contact flows, also claiming a phone number, and doing data analytics such as metrics collection and CTR records. So contact trace record is the contact activity for that particular connection or the contact that's coming in, and it's got a feature of transcript, so chat transcript and call recordings. So with that said, next thing it gives us is queues. As many of you are aware that queues are important in contact centers, and it's a incoming contact to be serviced by the agent. So a queue is basically a set of contacts that are coming into the contact center and getting distributed. Now that brings us whether or not Amazon Connect provides automatic call distributor, and it does. So it works on a basis of priorities, and set priorities within the routing profiles. So the exceptions that it creates are the routing profiles themselves. So you can set a queue or multiple queues in a routing profile, and what it will do is it will prioritize them as you number them, and we will see that in the hands-on session today. Right before I jump into routing profiles, queues also have their individual metrics, so you can get service levels, average handle time, average abandon time, and average hold time. Understanding the routing profiles themselves, so as I mentioned before, it's a collection of queues, and you can determine how the contacts or the calls get routed to the agent. It's also a handy tool to prioritize the calls incoming, so you can adhere to the SLAs and keep up the P1s and SLAs that are coming into your call centers and need to be answered by the agents urgently or in an emergency. So that tool comes in handy, and I'll show you an example in the hands-on session on how it's working and everything else. Now, with the agents, you can only assign a single routing profile, but a routing profile can serve multiple queues. So as I said, it's a collection of queues, and therefore you can have different set of queues in there. Getting our IVR journeys configured, and the contact flows on how the call will be routed. So it's a drag and drop feature. It's an editable roadmap. As you can see on the screen, it says that. And you can have a simple drag and drop interface within the dashboard. So you can drag the blocks and attach them from the entry point to when the phone call disconnects or the contact disconnects. You can basically set the working queues, check hours of operations, and we're going to be doing all of this hands-on during the session. It also allows you to get customer inputs, store customer inputs, and many other features. So we'll be looking into that. Now, on the agent side, it has a soft phone which runs on a WebRTC protocol. Now, this is a basic one that Amazon Connect provides, so it's out of the box service, and it's got, as you can see, it's got the phone call, it's got a chat functionality, and it's got quick connects, which are transfers in the Amazon Connect world, and a number pad to dial outbound calls from the agent desktop as well. As I said earlier, we can work with reportings, and Amazon Connect can generate several reports in several different ways. So it allows you to have real-time and historical data generated, and these can be found in the dashboard itself or can be retrieved using API calls. You can also save the reports on the dashboard itself or on the S3. Again, a data storage service from Amazon. And these can be downloaded as well, so you can view that by downloading it. Now, in terms of the metrics, they are split into these categories. So you have real-time metrics, which are queues, agents, and routing profiles. And historical metrics are split into queues, agents, and phone numbers. We will not be looking into too much deeply into this, but you can check it out. It's on the left hand side of the dashboard. When you spin up the instance, you'll have 4 tabs on the left side where it's a graph, and it's called metrics and quality, and under that you have all of these options. And next thing it brings us is the contact search. So this is the contact trace records that it has, and you can search a year-old data within the dashboard itself. However, there's a limitation on the search itself, which is limited to 2 weeks. And you can search with different initiation methods in different time zones if your contact center is in different regions. With the phone numbers, so this is the actual Connect phone number that you've given to it, even by queues, agent names, and customer phone number. And if you have a specific contact ID that the Connect generates, then you can use that to search as well, and that will give you a specific contact ID. So right before I get started with the hands-on session, I will just quickly tell you that you did require to do a prereq to have your own AWS account. If you haven't had the chance to set that up, and if you need any help, then the tech team's on hand on Slack and on the chat on YouTube. And right before I kick things off, I'll generally explain the setup. So we have two browsers running. One of them is in incognito mode, and the other one is our normal Google Chrome. So I will get started by just going onto my console and just logging in. So I'll just get started by just logging into my console. So if you're already logged in, then you can sign out using that sign out button. And we will sign back in. So I'll be signing in my personal account, just so I can explore more things once I end the session. So you can sign in with the IAM user or your root account user. It's really easy to sign in, and as you can see the AWS Management Console here. You've got recently visited services, and you've got different services listed underneath. So I will just go ahead and select my region first, which is going to be London. And I will, if you've recently visited any of the services, for example, I've visited Amazon Connect, but you can also search Amazon Connect in the search bar. And you can also find the service itself under customer engagement. So there's three ways to access a service. So as I haven't created a contact center on my personal account, sorry about that, I can get started. So I'll just click that button and I'll give an access URL with a store. So make sure you have users which are getting stored within Connect and not opting for linking an existing directory or SAML authentication. So I will just give a URL of playground DT. So it needs to be unique. Therefore, we need to give a unique name. Therefore, I've just given my initials at the end of it, or you can put at the start as well. So as you see fit, we'll create a user. So just create an admin user, which is going to be admin1, and our username is going to be admin1 as well. Just quickly give password. And just an email address, so we'll just give so you click next steps, and it will give you an option of incoming calls and outbound calls. So I would leave that as ticked, and you can also leave that outbound call as being ticked as well. So we'll just click next here. Now, in terms of storing the recordings, transcript, and reports to S3, so this will create a bucket with this suffix and store the data according to the path it gives. So it will give connect, playground name, so the instance name of connect, and the code recordings, chat transcript, and report. You can change this to a pre-existing bucket if you have one, or you can leave that as it is. And finally, we'll make sure that unable contact flow logs are ticked. This will help us debug the solution that we work with and everything else. So it will be great to have that ticked. We'll just review that. So we'll just go ahead and create the instance. This will take a few minutes. So I'll wait for a few minutes and then log into the instance once it's created. So once it's creating the instance, feel free to drop questions and any queries in the chat. So we'll just click that link, and it will pop a login page for us. Now we will log in using our admin password. So we can just use our username admin and the password that we set earlier. And now this will navigate us to our playground dashboard, or the instance dashboard that we have. So if you're creating the instance in different regions, then your language might be different, or you can change the language as suited. I will leave it as English. And what I will do is I will just click on begin here, and this will pop a window to claim my phone number, and I will allow notifications and microphone as well, so make sure your browser allows those settings. We'll go ahead and claim a phone number, and make sure you've selected the type direct dial, not toll free, and you get a number selected. Now you can go ahead and ring, call that number using your mobile phones, and it will make a phone call to this portal here, or the soft phone here, and you will be able to test out any incoming calls. So that's currently using a sample call flow. As as you can see, it's got a sample inbound flow. So you can locate that locate phone numbers using the left side tab with routing and phone numbers, and then you can see which contact flow it has, or you can change it by clicking the phone number here, going into contact flows, and changing to what it requires to be. So we'll just cancel that for now, and jump into creating our first check hours of operations. Sorry, I forgot to mention that the guide is also available on GitHub, and the link is in the description. So if you're struggling to catch up, or if you're struggling to keep up with the pace, then you can also download that or use that as a handy tool. Also, we're going to be using that GitHub to download a contact flow file, so it will be good to have that open. So I will just go ahead and create hours of operations. So as you can see, I have already got basic hours configured as it comes with that. And if I click on these basic hours, it will give me, it will basically say my call center is open in that time zone 24/7. However, we're not going to use that, so we'll just go back to our hours of operations, click on add new hours, just give a name of playground, and a description. So and we will select a time zone, so we'll select London. You can remove Sunday and Saturday, so you can tick the boxes on the left here and just click on remove. And now we will set our times to 8 o'clock. And you can set any time as you wish, so it will take that into consideration, and we'll just save that. So once this is saved, it can be used to add new hours in, or edit the current ones, or remove the old ones as well. So you can remove, for example, Monday by clicking the remove button, by selecting and clicking the remove button. So that's that. Now we'll go ahead and create our queues. So we will require 2 queues to be created, one of them being general and the other one being premium. So as you can see, it's got a basic queue configured in there. However, we're not going to be using that, so we'll just go ahead with our new queue creation, and we'll just say playground jungle, and we'll give a description. And we'll select our hours of operations once it's loaded to playground. We'll give it a outbound caller ID, so we'll just give it playground outbound. We'll select the same phone number that we claimed earlier and a default outbound flow that we'll select. As you can see, it does have a quick connect optional mention here, and you can set a limit on maximum contacts in the queue as well, so you can set queue number of contacts that can wait in the queue before it plays out a message saying we're at capacity, please try again later, or put them through to a different line. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add this new queue, and you'll see that here. We'll do one more new queue to as premium, and we'll just give it a nice description again. We'll do the same hours of operations, and we'll give a same outbound caller ID for this as well. And we'll go ahead and add the queue again. So once all of the queues are added on, you can see that it's got all the queues in here. What we'll do is we'll go ahead with our routing profiles and create 2 new routing profiles as needed. Again, this will have a pre-configured routing profile. If you want to use that, then you can surely go ahead and use that. However, you're going to have to add all your queues into that, and then agents will be able to get those queues answered, or the calls answered on that queue. So we'll just do general profile. You can give any name that you want to. It's just a general name for the routing profile. And the description is the same, so profile. Now this will have voice and chat, and maximum chat will set to 2. The limitation currently supported by Connect is 5, so you can have 5. Agent can have 5 chats running simultaneously. So we'll just go ahead and add our general queue to this, and we'll do a general queue as our outbound as well. We'll go ahead and click Add New Profile, and this will be added onto our console. So once it loads up, you'll be able to see that. So as you can see, it's got general profiles. Now I'll go ahead and add my premium. So we'll just do premium profile. So profile for premium queue. And we'll go ahead and select voice and chat, and we'll do 2 chats again. So we'll do that, and we'll do. So our premium is going to be priority 1, and it's going to have voice and chat. And we'll add another queue to our profile, and playground general, and it's going to be set to priority 2. So when I said you can set different priorities earlier in the presentation, this is where it causes an exception where it takes, when an agent is assigned to this particular profile, it will have any contact in premium queue will be served as priority 1, and any contacts within general will be served as priority 2. So if there are no calls available in this queue, then the agent can receive the calls from the general channel. And again, we'll just do a playground general outbound, and we'll just go ahead and add this. Now I did forget to enable chat for the general profile. I've enabled the chat, however I haven't enabled chat for this, so I will go ahead and do that. Make sure the queue has chat enabled and ticked so that you can use both functionalities. So now we'll go ahead and create our users, so you can locate them under users and user management. Now what this allows you to do is create user from scratch, or you can use a template that it provides in a CSV to actually get a So it will give you a nice CSV file that you can upload to create the users. So that's what you can do. So you can do, what I will do for this session is create and set up a new user. So we'll just go ahead and create agent and one. And I'll just do agent here. And I'll give my personal email address so it doesn't conflict with the admin user. And we'll select a premium profile for this agent, and we'll give a security profile of agent. As you can see, you can give as many security profiles. So this is to access the Connect instance itself. So therefore we gave our admin 1 an admin access. You can give different accesses, and you can create new security profiles as well. So for example, the supervisor profile is not in here, but you can create that. And we can also set the phone type, so you can set to soft phone or desk phone, and you can enable auto accept calls when available. Also, you can have a after call work timeout, so if the agent has forgotten to go online or go available, you can have a timeout set for after call work to 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and this will make them available again. So we'll go ahead and save this and create users. Now we'll click again to create more users, and we'll go next. We'll do agent and 2. Again, we'll give the same username here and use a different address for this. And give a password. So we'll just give the password here as well, just to verify, and we'll assign a general profile to this user. And same security profile as agent. So we did do save and create, and just do that. So you will have 3 different agents or different users using the Amazon Connect. So now what we can do is we can click this button here, and we will get a nice looking soft phone. So from the earlier example, you will see that soft phone here. So it's just initializing at the moment. As you can see, I'm logged in as admin here, but what I want to do is I want to change this to an agent. So what I will do is I will just go to settings on the right and click on logout. And once it's logged out, we can log back in as an agent. Sorry about that, the app is taking its time to load up, so once it's loaded up we can start. We can jump onto the next section. So we will wait for that one to load up and then test everything out. So next what we need to do is to create our very own contact flow, so our very first contact flow within Amazon Connect. So we'll just go to routing on the left here. So it's logged me out of the admin account because I'm logged out of the soft phone. So I can, what I will do is I will open the soft phone in an incognito window. As you can see, I've logged out of the smartphone, my dashboard as well. So yeah, we will just open the soft phone and log into agent 1 in an incognito mode. So we'll just do that, and that way we can take a call as an agent on this, and we can have. So if you're experiencing this where it's loaded up the older version of the CCP, then you can do V2 and it will load up that version of CCP. So you can do a V2 as -V2, so that will load up your soft phone with chat instance. So we'll go ahead and create a contact flow. So if you go into routing, contact flows, and create contact flow. So what we'll do is we will just create a simple transfer to queue flow. So we'll just give that name here. So we'll just do transfer to queue. We'll drag from the interact menu, we'll drag the play prompt, and we'll connect our start or the entry point to that play prompt. Click on the top of the play prompt, and we'll select text to speech or chat text and say I'm putting you in the queue. So it will play this this prompt once the customer is being put into a queue, or once customer comes into this call flow. Next, what we'll do is we'll go into our set menu and pick set working queue, and we'll just select that here. And we will do by queue, so we'll just select our general queue. And we'll connect, we'll drag another play prompt, name it, and again the same thing with something went wrong, please try again. And we'll connect our error block to that play prompt. And we will go down to terminate and transfer, drag transfer to queue block. And once success, then it will transfer it to queue. We'll also connect this error block to our play prompt. And we'll have one more play prompt specifying that our queue is at capacity and it cannot take a call at the moment. Please try again. So we'll just do that, save it, and connect at capacity to this play prompt. And we'll drag a disconnect and hang up, and just connect that to this and this as well. So what we'll do now is we'll save and publish as well. So what you want to do is on the right hand side where the save button is, there's a little arrow, and you can click save and publish, and this will publish your contact flow. And as you can see, it says it's published. What I will do is I will open a new tab, and I will open my dashboard in there. You can also call into the number. If you want to call into the number, then you'll have to change the phone numbers, and the guide walks you through that. So if you go into routing, phone numbers, and click on the number itself, you can select your transfer to queue flow that you've just created and save that, and as you can see, it's changed it for me. Or you can use the chat functionality which Connect provides in dashboard, and just change the settings up here from sample inbound to transfer to queue and apply that. And once it does that, it will play the message, and if I go available here, I should see a chat coming in. So that's a chat coming in, and I can communicate with the customer. So as you can see, the agent said that, and then the customer. So you can see that the communication is happening. We'll just end the chat here. So we'll create a second contact flow now. What we'll do is we'll use a file on GitHub to get that copy, and we'll import it into our dashboard. So if you want to go into contact flows again, select create contact flow. On using the arrow on the save button again, there's an import flow functionality. So if you select that, and it will give you a nice pop-up window where you can select your contact flow. So I will go ahead and select my transfer to callback queue.json, which is my contact flow. So you can download this particular contact flow from GitHub repo. And I will just click on import, so it will give me a import. It will give me the contact flow here. Now I will change this to a premium queue, and I will change store customer input. The phone number is in a local format to country code in US, so we'll just change that to UK as we've been calling from our phones. So we'll just change that to our title here, save this, and what this will do is it will look for the number. If it finds that the caller ID is valid, then it will transfer them to a callback queue. So this will actually call the customer back, and you can try it for yourself as well. It's a neat functionality when all the agents are busy and you expect the customer, you don't want the customer waiting in the queue for long times, you can offer them the choice to get a call back from once the agent becomes available. And we'll just save that. So once that is done, you can give a call in or have a chat with it, and this will help you out. So once that's done, we'll move over and create our very own router contact flow. So we'll name it inbound router call flow, or inbound call router. And we'll drag a under branch, we'll drag a check hours of operations tab with a block, and we'll also drag a check staffing box. So what we'll do is on our starting entry into the contact flow, we'll check for specific hours of operations. So we'll check for the playground hours of operations, save that. If in hours, we'll check for staffing, so if any agents are available. So we'll save that. So once it's true, we'll play a prompt. So we'll just select a prompt and just play that. And what we will do is we'll drag another play prompt for our out of hours and for our errors as well, and for the start. So what we'll do is we'll do a block here for there are currently no spots available. Please try again later. We'll save that. So this will be our false branching off. Instead of having a play prompt here, we'll just change that with a transfer to flow. So we'll just use our queue transfer to queue flow, and it will transfer to that flow and put the customer or the caller into a queue. So we'll just do another block here, which will be sorry, we are currently closed. Please call again later. Do that and save this. So we'll link our out of hours to this prompt here. And for the errors, we'll just go ahead and do the same thing as we did before, saying something went wrong. Please try again. So we'll just do that again, save it, and link our error tabs to this. So now we'll just drag our disconnect and hang up. We'll also connect this error tab to our something went wrong, as it will play that error in there. So we'll just do that, and we'll just connect our play prompts to disconnect after that has been done. So we'll just go ahead and publish this. Once published, you can give a call again. You can change the the contact flow assigned to the number by going into routings, phone number, and clicking the phone number and trying out a inbound call route. So we just do that and save this. And if you want to test things on the chat, then you can do test settings and change this and apply. And it says there was an error with the contact flow. So therefore we'll go back and see what the error is. So we'll go back to our inbound call router. We will add a new block, which is going to be our set logging behavior. Therefore, we can see the contact flows and how the contact travels through the IVR journey. So as soon as it starts, we'll set the logging behavior to enable, and we'll do that. And we'll enable that, or you can disable it as well, and we'll just publish our call flow. So once we do this, we'll try the chat again and see where the error is happening, and then we can see what exactly is erroring in our contact flow. So now what I will do is I will go back to my Amazon Connect screen and AWS console. I will go to CloudWatch, so it's one of my histories, or I can search for it, and it will come up here. So once it's loading, you can check for the log groups and all the instances, all the journey it's followed within the contact flow. So it's taking a lot of time, so we'll just wait for it to load up. And as you can see, I'm available on the console as well. So while that's loading up, what we'll do is we'll move on to our creation of Lexbot and just running through that. So we'll just do a Lex introduction. So as you can see, it's in my histories. I can search for it again, and it can be found under machine learning Amazon Lex. So it will be under there. We'll just check the settings again, and that's looking fine, so we'll just wait for that to load up. While that's loading up, what we'll do is we'll get started with Amazon Lex. So we'll just do Again, as you can see, I'm brand new to the account, so I haven't created any Lex bots. So I'll just go ahead and click on get started. Click on book trip. So we'll just do a sample Lex bot that Amazon provides, which is a book trip bot, and we'll just go ahead and select no here. As you can see, it's already got a service role for Lex bots. That's what we're going to be using, and you can enable sentiment analysis on there and add tags to it as key value pairs. So I'll just click on create. And as you can see, it'll go ahead and create the bot for me. So it's got sample utterances, it's got Lambda initialization and validation. So Lambda is one of the compute services from Amazon, and it allows you to write code and do both checking over your code and API integrations and everything else. It also has slots. It does have confirmation prompts, so you can check with the customer when they say yes or no. And you can also do responses, and you can do fulfillment as well, so you can check for that. What I will do is I will go ahead and do latest here. Spot is already on the latest version, and this is my intent again, so I'll just do a latest here too. And you can create custom slot types. So as you can see, this has got a custom slot type in here, which is for room types. You can use Amazon's basic ones that they provide. They do have those functionalities enabled with date, number, and unit, and the cities itself. So what I will do is I will quickly test the bot here by just going into the test bot on my right. So if that window hasn't been open for you, what you can do is click on test chatbot and just go ahead and type book a hotel. As you can see, you have the first prompt come through in book hotel, which is what city will you be staying in. I'll just quickly go ahead and say London, and as you can see, it's picked up that, and it's also satisfied the location here. So we'll just go ahead and say what day we'll be checking in. So we'll just do Monday. How many nights will you be staying? Again, it's fulfilling one of the slots here, and we'll go ahead and say 4. And we'll go ahead and fulfill that slot as well. So now it's asked me for a confirmation prompt. As you can see, it's confirming on what needs to be done. If I say no, it will cancel the reservation that I had in progress. So it's just basically saying when user says no, play this message. If the user says yes, then the user needs to say yes once confirming it, and that's what it's trying to do. We can test out our book car, so we can test book a car. Again, it will ask me for the slot type, so we'll just go ahead and do and we'll start it off on Monday, end it on Thursday. Just do a random number there, and we'll do a exercise. And again, if I say yes, it will say the intent is ready to be fulfilled. So you can configure a message to be played here, and you can add this in here to be played, and then you can do thank you for using our booking service. You can add that message there, save the intent, build it again, and once it's building, we can go back and check our logs here. So we'll just go ahead and check the logs. I'm just reopening the CloudWatch service as it wasn't loading up. So as we can see, the bot has been built and it's been ready for testing. So we'll test it out again with book a car. Do London again. We'll do the same days. Again, we'll do the age of the driver, and we'll do a type of car, and we'll do yes. And it says the response message. So you can add different utterances in here. For example, you can add add something. Book a car for my holiday, and it will pick that up as an utterance. And you'll have to build it again to actually for that to be available in the testing environment. So as we can see that the logs have loaded up, and I'm just checking the logs now. So you can go into CloudWatch service. There will be a panel on the left hand side which will give you the logs. So as we can see, there's logs there. Once it loads up, we'll test it out again and see why it's going wrong. So let's move back to our Lex and do a publish. So we'll publish our bot. We'll create an alias of live and publish that. So our logs have loaded up, so I'm just going to click on that and we'll wait for our alias to be published. So as you can see, alias has been published with bot version 1 and it's live, so we can change this name as I made a mistake in the name itself, so we can remove this and add a new version with pointing to that. So we're not adding any tags, we just click on that button there and it will add that live version for us. So we'll just click on view cloud relog groups, but for now we'll just stick to Lex. And what we'll do is we'll go back to our Amazon Connect services. On our AWS console and click on our instance and add the Lex bot to the instance itself. So I will click the instance here. Go into contact flows. As I'm in London region, so there's Amazon Lex and AWS Lambda can be added on as well. So we can do that. Sorry about that. And we'll just add our book trip bot. So that's been added. And if I go into my contact flows, and go into our inbound call router that we created. And under branch there is under interact there is a get customer input. So there's store and get, so we can get customer input. We'll just do that here. We'll do text to speech, so we'll just say welcome to booking service. Please say all. Specify which service you like to book today. Turn. And we will select Amazon Lex here, and if you click that button there, it will show you the book trip, and we'll change the alias to live, and we'll add intents to this. So we'll add the same intents that we had in our Lexbot. So it's going to be book hotel and book car. We'll save that. What we'll do is we will remove this node connecting to check hours, and we'll connect our set logging behavior to our get customer input. We will add one more play prompt in here, and we'll say thank you for using booking service. Save that, and what this will go to is this will be our once the intent is fulfilled and the bot has done its work, it will play that message, and if it's a default functionality from the bot, then it will go into check hours and our error block will go in here. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and publish this, so save and publish. However, our play prompt is not connected, so that will throw an error, and what we'll do is we'll have to connect this play prompt to our disconnect block. So we'll just do that and do publish again. And as you can see, it saved successfully because all the nodes are connected. So it does throw an error once the nodes are not connected. We'll try and test it out again. So we'll just check the settings for our chat. So it's correct inbound call router, and that should be our flow. So we'll apply that settings. We'll join the chat, or you can give a call in. Again, it will have that. It'll have that functionality. So if you're on a call, you could say book a hotel, or if you're on a chat, you can say book a hotel, or type book a hotel, and it will prompt that Lexbot response. So it will give you these. And what you can do is you can do the same as we did for testing the Lexbot and have all of the things that we were working to. And as you can see, that's got that, so I will just say yes, and it says thank you for booking, thank you for using our booking service. So it said it twice because that was received from the bot and this was from the systems itself, and we can remove the systems one if the bot is returning a response, so you can do that. Now checking the CloudWatch instance, so we can do AWS Connect Playground and select our Playground instance. It will have all the streams, so we'll check the latest one that we have. So this was our first stream where we just transferred to an agent, and I checked for the hours. So as you can see, it's got a unique contact ID going through it. It's got a contact flow ID, which can be found in our contact flow under show additional information, and you can see that is the contact flow ID, and that is the instance ID there. So that's what it's visibly saying, and it's saying which block it's going through. So it's going through play prompt. So what we'll do is we'll add another thing to our Lex bot, which will be speak to an agent as an intent. So we'll just do that. So we'll create a new intent by going on to our Lex bot. So I've had the window open and I'm just going back to that. Just clicking create and adding new intent. So I'll just add talk to agent. So we'll just do that. We'll just do some sample utterances. So we'll do talk to agent, speak to an agent. And what this will do is this will put the call through to an agent once they've said that. So we'll just go ahead and build. So it will build and then we'll test it out again on why it was failing. We'll wait for the build to finish. So the build has finished, and what we can do is we can publish it to our live alias. So once it will publish, we can go back to our contact flow and add a new intent saying speak to an agent or talk to agent as we've called it. And once that's been triggered from the chat or the phone call, then it will trigger a queue functionality that we've assigned to it. What we'll do, as you can see, it's published a new bot version and alias is live. We'll go back to our contact flow, go to our get customer input, go down all the way on the right hand side menu and add talk to agent. Save that. And we'll save and publish our contact flow. However, it's not connected, so we'll connect it up here. So again, we'll just have to publish it, and now it has gone through. So again, we'll test using chat. You can also call in, so you can use that functionality as well. And we will go through here. It will open a new window for us. We'll say talk to agent. And it's saying something went wrong, so we'll just go ahead and check our logs again for the specified time and see what went wrong and which field is causing it. So we'll just go into here So it's checking for the hours and then it's causing it to fail. So we'll just check that block. And it's causing that, so we'll just change it to our test it with our playground hours. So we'll just check our hours of operations again. So we'll just go into routing, hours of operations, and open that. We'll click on the hours of operations, just check that again, so it's all fine. And we check for our contact flow. So we check our contact flow and see if there's any issues with it. Or we'll change our hours to basic hours, therefore we can test that. So we'll just change it to our basic hours and test it again to see if that works or if that causes an error. So just publish that and go back to our test instance. Close this, open it again, and it should have all the settings as normal. Just talk to agent again. It's that particular field that's causing the error, so we just go back and check again what's causing it. Checking hours of operation is returning the right timestamp, and then it's going into an error field. So what we'll do is we will just try and remove specific hours from here, or we'll just remove the check opening hours and just put the agent through for now, just in case, just to see if that block is causing any errors or not, and then we'll put that back in. So I'll just quickly test that. I'll just open this here. And that's again causing issues within the flow. So we'll just look through it and check for our test case. Drag another set, or check hours of operations again and test that out. see if that's solving it, and remove this, so we can test out a few different ways. So if it's in hours, we'll do that. Out of hours, we'll do that. And error, we'll just publish that. So we'll just do that there, and we'll specify specific hours of operation, which are playground, and save and publish. Sometimes it takes a while for the contact flows to update, so give it a bit of time. If it So it has triggered the call flow, and as you can see, it's bringing a chat in here. So as I've limited the chat functionality to two per agents, therefore it's causing it's running two chats at the same time, and it's connected to an agent that have, and that's what it's causing it at the moment. So this was the playground, and I'll quickly go into the reporting side. So you can find all the metrics for your contacts under metrics and quality, and you can search for the contact IDs and the connected IDs as well. So as you can see, everything we've tested can be displayed in here. And as I've tested it in chat, it will show me the transcript as well. So as you can see, it's showing me all the transcripts. So if I test for, let's check for the bot conversation, as you can see, it's showing me that conversation here. You can also assign contact attributes and do a invoke Lambda function to get API responses within your contact flow. So you can drag and drop the invoke Lambda function and assign key value pairs, which will communicate between Lambda and the connect instance. You can also add wait times to your chat, where customers can come back to a chat when if and when open, and respond to the agent as well. So that was it. Thank you for tuning in, and if you'd like to stay for a chat, then I'm open for that as well. So would you like to see the use cases for Lambda integrations, or would you like to hear about them? The current version that we've deployed is where it plays a news headline while on wait. The message can be played out of a play prompt region, so you can invoke a API call, add a Lambda connection, or invoke Lambda function and add that, or you can do a pre-customer check, so a identification process as well. Yes, you can do a lot of interesting things around Connect and other integrations using the APIs. You can also do other interesting things like chatbots with the use of Connect and Lex. So you can have a FAQ Lex bot or a chatbot from a client perspective, so the client can ask different things. Any more questions around Lex, around Connect, around AWS, log checking? I know support teams been answering questions around logging behaviors in Amazon Connect, and that's a handy tool to check for errors and debugging as well, because you might not realize how important it is until you check those. If there are no more questions now, feel free to get in touch using the comment section on this session itself, or within the Slack channels, and we will be happy to answer all the questions. Also, reach us out on ECS channels and our website. We can answer a few questions for you there. So thank you everyone for listening in, and thank you for being such a good audience. Thank you.